Welcome back to the channel. Explore some of the most remarkable coins in United States history. From the patriotic 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial $1 coin that marked America's 200 years of independence, to the proud 1972 Kennedy half dollar honoring a beloved president. Every piece has a story to tell. We'll also look at the shining 2000D Sacagawea Golden Dollar, a tribute to the brave Native American woman who guided Lewis and Clark, and the historic 1979 Susan B. Anthony Dollar, the first U.S. coin to feature a real American woman. Each of these coins is not just currency, but a piece of history, a collector's dream, and a symbol of a nation's legacy. Top 4 first up. The United States $1 coin dated 1776 to 1976 holds a very special place in American history because it was not just another circulating coin, but a tribute to the nation's 200th birthday. To mark the bicentennial of the United States of America, Congress authorized a set of commemorative designs for the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coins. These were issued in 1975 and 1976, but all were dated with the dual year 1776 to 1976 to honor the nation's independence. The dollar coin became one of the most recognized symbols of that grand celebration. The design of the Bicentennial Dollar was based on the Eisenhower Dollar series, which had first appeared in 1971. The obverse of the coin still carried the portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo. However, for the bicentennial version, the reverse design was completely changed to represent the spirit of America's 200th birthday. This made the coin an instant collectible among both casual Americans and serious numismatists. The reverse of the coin was created by Dennis R. Williams, a talented 22-year-old art student who entered the national design competition organized by the U.S. Mint. His design featured the Liberty Bell superimposed upon the surface of the moon, symbolizing both America's revolutionary heritage and its modern achievements in space exploration. This combination of past and future gave the coin a powerful patriotic meaning, celebrating how far the nation had come in 2 centuries. When the bicentennial coins were introduced, they were not struck only for collectors but also for general circulation. This meant millions of Americans got a chance to hold a piece of history in their hands. For many people, it was the first time they encountered a coin with a dual date instead of a single year. The 1776 to 1976 date stood as a proud reminder of the Declaration of Independence and the progress of the United States since its founding. The Bicentennial Dollar was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced special proof and uncirculated collector versions. The collector coins were available in copper-nickel, as well as 40% silver-clad versions, giving enthusiasts the option of owning a more precious keepsake. These silver issues are particularly prized today because of their limited mintages and beautiful finish. For collectors, condition and strike quality play a major role in value. While circulation strikes are common and affordable, high-grade uncirculated and proof silver coins can fetch much higher prices. The coin's large size and bold design made it very popular for display in proof sets, coin albums, and private collections. Over the years, it has become one of the most recognizable American commemorative issues of the 20th century. The Eisenhower Dollar series as a whole was never widely used in everyday commerce because of its size and weight. Most people preferred smaller denominations, such as quarters and paper $1 bills. However, the bicentennial version gained special recognition because of its patriotic design and connection to the 200th anniversary celebrations, making it more visible than other Eisenhower dollars. The bicentennial celebration of 1976 was a massive event across the United States, with parades, festivals, and historical reenactments in every state. The coins served as both souvenirs and symbols of national pride. Owning the Bicentennial Dollar meant keeping a piece of that historic year in your pocket, and many Americans saved them as mementos rather than spending them. The coin also carried a symbolic link between America's beginnings and its technological achievements. By combining the Liberty Bell with the moon, the design honored the Apollo 11 mission, which had landed the first humans on the moon in 1969. It was a way of saying that the values of liberty and exploration that defined the revolution continue to guide the United States into the space age. Although the Eisenhower dollar was eventually replaced by the smaller Susan B. Anthony Dollar in 1979, the bicentennial version remained a cherished keepsake. Its large size, historical imagery, and silver versions gave it a dignity that later small dollars lacked. For that reason, many collectors consider the 1776 to 1976 dollar the high point of the Eisenhower series. Market values for the bicentennial dollar vary widely depending on condition, mint mark, and whether the coin is made of clad or silver. Common circulation pieces may still trade close to face value, but pristine uncirculated examples, proofs, and silver issues can be worth several dollars to collectors. Rare varieties, such as coins with striking errors or exceptional quality, can sell for significantly more. The bicentennial dollar also marked one of the last times the U.S. Mint produced circulating commemorative coinage of such widespread availability. Later commemorative issues would be struck in more limited numbers, often sold only in collector sets. This makes the 1776 to 1976 coin especially unique, as it was a commemorative coin designed for everyday Americans, not just numismatic specialists. Over the years, the bicentennial dollar has become a teaching tool and conversation piece. It represents not only the nation's history, but also the role of coinage in marking important cultural milestones. Teachers, parents, and collectors often use it to explain the meaning of the bicentennial, the revolution, and even the space race to younger generations. For those who lived through the bicentennial celebrations, the coin often carries a nostalgic value that goes beyond money. It is a reminder of fireworks, parades, flags, and the deep sense of unity that came with celebrating 200 years of independence. Holding the coin today can instantly transport someone back to that patriotic moment in time. In conclusion, the 1776 to 1976 United States $1 coin is far more than just a piece of currency. It is a national keepsake that embodies freedom, history, progress, and pride. From its Liberty Bell and Moon design to its dual-dated inscription, the coin stands as a bridge between America's revolutionary birth and its modern achievements. Whether in circulation, silver proofs, or collector sets, it remains one of the most meaningful and beloved coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Next up, the United States half-dollar 1972 carries with it a rich history tied deeply to American heritage and a legacy of President John F. Kennedy. This coin, part of the Kennedy half-dollar series, was first introduced in 1964, following the tragic assassination of President Kennedy in 1963, and it quickly became both a circulating coin and a treasured keepsake for millions of Americans who wanted to honor his memory. By 1972, the coin had already established itself as one of the most recognizable pieces of U.S. coinage, not just for its historical importance, but also for its artistry and symbolism. Designed by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts, the obverse of the coin bears a strong and dignified portrait of John F. Kennedy, while the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing America's strength and desire for peace. The 1972 half-dollar was minted at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Philadelphia bear no mint mark, those from Denver carry the D mint mark, and those from San Francisco, particularly the proof versions, feature the S mint mark. In this year, the coins were struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, a change that had taken place in 1971, when the U.S. Mint discontinued the use of silver for circulation strikes. This meant the 1972 half-dollar was composed in outer layers 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to an inner core of pure copper, giving it the same appearance as silver but at a fraction of the cost. This was a significant shift in American coinage, as it reflected the nation's economic realities and the rising cost of silver, which had made silver coinage too expensive to produce for everyday circulation. For collectors, the 1972 half-dollar is particularly interesting because of the variations and the high mintage numbers. Over 150 million pieces were struck that year across the 3 mints, making it widely available in circulation. However, certain varieties, especially the proof coins from San Francisco, hold greater appeal due to their superior strike and mirror-like finish. Some error coins, such as those with double dies or striking anomalies, also attract numismatic interest and can fetch higher values depending on condition and rarity. Beyond its metallic composition and production statistics, The 1972 half dollar represents a moment in American cultural history when coinage played an active role in honoring national figures and events. The continued issuance of the Kennedy half dollar into the 1970s was not only a testament to the enduring popularity of President Kennedy, but also a reflection of the public's desire to keep his memory alive in everyday life. Though the half dollar was minted in large numbers, circulation demand for the denomination declined in the 1970s, as inflation and changing consumer habits made the 50-cent coin less practical in daily commerce. Still, it remained an essential piece for banks, casinos, and collectors. Today, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar holds both sentimental and collectible value. While most circulated examples are worth only their face value, uncirculated pieces, proof issues, and rare era varieties can command higher prices in the numismatic market. The coin stands as a reminder of a transformative era in U.S. history, marking the balance between economic change, national remembrance, and the artistry of coin design. For historians, collectors, and enthusiasts, the 1972 half dollar is not merely a piece of currency. It is a tangible link to the past, carrying within its metal the story of a beloved president, the economic challenges of a nation, and the enduring spirit of the United States. Next up, the Sacagawea Dollar, first introduced in the year 2000, was a significant addition to the United States coinage, and the 2000 issue, struck at the Denver Mint, stands out as one of the earliest examples of this golden-colored coin. The coin was created to replace the unpopular Susan B. Anthony dollar, which had often been confused with the quarter due to its similar size and color. To avoid this problem, the U.S. Mint designed the Sacagawea Dollar with a unique golden appearance achieved through a clad composition of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, though it contains no actual gold. On the obverse, the coin features Sacagawea, the young Shoshone woman who served as a guide and interpreter for the Lewis and Clark expedition of 1804 to 1806. She is shown carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, on her back, symbolizing hope and the spirit of exploration. The reverse design, created by artist Thomas D. Rogers Sr., depicts a soaring bald eagle encircled by 17 stars representing the states of the Union at the time of the expedition, further linking the design to America's heritage of growth and discovery. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins in 2000, and the 2000 Sacagawea Dollar became common in circulation, although its actual usage in daily commerce remained limited as Americans still preferred paper bills. Despite its widespread mintage, the coin holds historical importance as the first year of issue and is popular among collectors. Special varieties, such as high-grade mint state coins or error strikes, can fetch higher values, but most circulated examples remain close to face value. The introduction of this coin also marked a major push by the U.S. Mint to modernize the dollar coin, including large promotional campaigns and partnerships with major companies like Cheerios cereal, which distributed a limited number of Sacagawea dollars in boxes, some of which turned out to have special pattern reverses now highly prized by collectors. Over time, the Sacagawea dollar was redesigned on the reverse under the Native American $1 coin program, beginning in 2009, but the 2000 remains historically important as the starting point of the series. Today, it is remembered not only as a coin of commerce, but also as a lasting tribute to Sacagawea's courage and contribution to one of America's greatest expeditions, making the 2000 issue a treasured piece of numismatic history. The Susan B. Anthony dollar coin of 1979 holds an important place in the history of American coinage, as it was the first time a real woman, other than a symbolic figure like Liberty, was featured on United States currency. Introduced by the U.S. Mint to replace the larger Eisenhower dollar, the Susan B. Anthony dollar was created with the intention of producing a smaller, lighter, and more convenient dollar coin that would circulate more widely. The coin was struck in copper-nickel clad composition, similar to the quarter, half dollar, and other coins of the era, and it measured 26.5 millimeters in diameter. The obverse of the coin featured a detailed portrait of Susan B. Anthony, a prominent 19th century suffragist and women's rights advocate who dedicated her life to securing equal voting rights for women in America. On the reverse side, the coin displayed an image of an eagle landing on the moon, adapted from the Apollo 11 insignia that had previously appeared on the Eisenhower dollar. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony Dollar was minted at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint also produced proof coins for collectors, which were struck with sharper and more polished finish compared to regular circulation strikes. Interestingly, in 1979, the Mint produced 2 varieties of the S mint mark, one known as a filled S and the other as a clear S. These variations became of special interest to coin collectors over the years, adding to the historical significance of the series. Despite its historic importance, the Susan B. Anthony Dollar was not well received by the American public. One major reason was its size and composition. It was nearly identical in diameter and color to the quarter, leading to frequent confusion in circulation. Many people accidentally used them as quarters, which caused frustration and made businesses hesitant to accept them. As a result, the coin saw very little daily use, and the majority of the 1979 issue ended up being stored away by banks or purchased by collectors rather than entering widespread circulation. The release of the Susan B. Anthony Dollar in 1979 was nonetheless groundbreaking in terms of symbolism. Susan B. Anthony was a key leader of the suffrage movement and played a vital role in the passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920, which granted women the right to vote. By placing her image on the coin, the United States government made a bold statement about honoring the struggles and achievements of women in American history. It was a powerful tribute, and although the coin itself was not widely accepted for daily use, it stands as a milestone in the representation of women in national symbols. The mintage of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony Dollar was quite large, as the Mint expected it to replace the paper $1 bill. Over 750 million pieces were struck across the 3 mints, making it one of the most heavily produced coins of its time. This abundance meant that, from a collective perspective, most 1979 Susan B. Anthony Dollars hold modest value today, often trading for just around face value in circulated condition. However, uncirculated coins, proof examples, and those with the clearest mint mark variety can be worth more, especially when certified in high grades by professional grading services. Over the years, the coin became somewhat of a curiosity in American numismatics. While it was considered a failure in terms of circulation, it succeeded in breaking barriers in U.S. coin design. It opened the door for later issues like the Sacagawea Dollar in 2000 and the Presidential Dollar series, both of which experimented with size, design, and metallic appearance in efforts to create a successful small dollar coin. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony Dollar remains a key collectible for those interested in modern U.S. coinage, both for its historical symbolism and for its unique place in monetary history. It reflects the challenges of designing practical currency that also carries cultural significance. The coin is a reminder that while not all innovations succeed in their intended purpose, they often pave the way for future progress. Today, collectors appreciate the Susan B. Anthony Dollar as both a piece of numismatic history and a tribute to one of America's most important reformers. The 1979 issue in particular, being the first of the series, carries the distinction of marking this important turning point in U.S. coinage. While its widespread rejection by the public highlights the difficulties in changing everyday habits of money use, its bold imagery of Susan B. Anthony continues to resonate with themes of equality, justice, and the recognition of women's contributions to society. Would you like me to expand this into 12 full detailed paragraphs with more depth about design, minting process, varieties, collector demand, and market value, so it matches exactly the style you asked for?